All right, so I'm now at this last section 5, Best American Self. And just go ahead and let's just go ahead and watch these 3 little clips.
There are 3 types of people in this world: sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. Now, some people prefer to believe that evil doesn't exist in the world, and if ever darkened their doorstep, they wouldn't know how to protect themselves. Those are the sheep. And then you got predators. They use violence to prey on the weak. They're the wolves. And then there are those who've been blessed with the gift of aggression and the overpowering need to protect the flock. These men are the rare breed that live to confront the wolf. They are the sheepdog.
What happened? You all right?
Man, I'm gonna miss my ride.
Hey, what happened?
I'm just tired, man. I'm going home.
I'm proud of you. Dad is too. Dad's proud of you.
Fuck this place.
Huh? What'd you say?
Fuck this place.
Now, this first piece is the extent of the philosophy of the film, and it fundamentally is a false dilemma. It just offers 3, sorry, should be 3. I can't do that. 3. Apparently my fingers won't do it. It offers 3 possibilities, 3, instead of 2, right? So we're used to having a dilemma. In this case, it's a dilemma with another another lemma. Instead of 2 lemmas, there are 3. And so it's like there are only these 3 possibilities. You can be a sheep, you can be a sheepdog, you can be a wolf. That's it. There's no possibility that you're going to change between these roles. You are fundamentally one and not the others. So this goes against pretty much everything that we teach children, which is that there are going to be times when you're enraged and when you essentially feel the power of anger. And you have to learn whether or not and how to act on that, but not with physical violence and so on. And there are going to be times when you're in love, and they're going to, where you love children holding each other's hands, and because they love each other, and there's this incredible sort of direct connection between children. Okay, and there are going to be times when you're with a group, and there are going to be times when you hate the group, and there are going to be times, and so on. So in other words, we are full of massive complexities, and we alternate between these roles all the time. And we are not a coward or a hero. It's like there is no such thing. There isn't somebody who is, always this and always that. It's like, and is never afraid. It's like, unless of course you're a sociopath, which Chris is. He's a sociopath. I mean, here's somebody who, although they've put this into the film, that he has feelings of some kind. In the book, it's not clear at all that he has feelings. He likes killing. He likes going to war. This was the best part of his life, damn it, then he has to come home. He's made his promise to his wife, that he was gonna, crap. And there's this scene where just before he goes out and gets killed by this guy, and you don't see that happen because, of course, you can't see the legend getting killed. Taya says to him, I'm proud of you, you've come back, you've really worked hard, So as soon as he becomes a peace person, basically, he becomes a sheep. Well, that's it. Sheep are got to be slaughtered. I mean, you can't have a sheepdog become a sheep. It's like, no. If that goes against it goes against who you are. So ultimately, it's Taya who's the real problem here, right? Taya is this castrating female who is a serious. I mean, she takes away America's best resource. This amazing killer. Just imagine what he could have done if he'd been left in the field. If he hadn't been guilted into coming home by his nagging scold of a wife. That she is clearly the enemy here. Mustafa's nothing. We'll kill him. But Taya goes on, right? Oh, jeez. So the 3 types of people in the world, it's like, this is complete nonsense. It's complete bullshit. But people absolutely swallowed it. They went for it completely. Then we get the brother. And the brother we see as being the weak one, and so here that has to be confirmed. It's like, you see the brother early. He's being beaten up. The young Chris as a boy comes in, saves the brother, and then we see him. When he's presumably he has done a tour in Iraq, and he's just. I mean, I think it's an actual reasonable picture of somebody who is leaving a battlefield. He is just a bundle of, he's just a bundle of blown circuits. He's just, he's been fried, and he's just exhausted, and he says, fuck this place. It's like, yeah, I'd be saying that on day one. I'd be saying that before I even got there. I'd be like, no, I'm not going. Like, for what reason? I'm going to go and kill who? For what reason? Oh, there are no reasons except that the government wants power over this place, without having explained any of that to me, lied to me, and so on. Okay, so he's done with it. And Kyle can't fit this into this blows his little mind. Basically, he can't. So he's like, oh, he's a sheep. Here he is, a coward. And he's like, what? Dad's proud of you. It's like, who cares? The father's another sociopath, or worse. And then it's clear, because then this is actual footage from Chris Kyle's actual funeral, which they had at the actual bloody stadium. And all the Texas Longhorns, like garbage. Oh my God, it's Lone Star Nightmare, there they are and we've seen this before in the film, where they're pounding the buds pin. This is a gold, it's a plated pin, which is the basic underwater demolition buds, and the buds pin, you're allowed to wear this if you have passed through the course, and basically you are a SEAL. So the tradition is that the people who have served with the SEAL and who honor him or her, it's still him in these cases, you take your pin and you pound it into the lid of the coffin. And we've seen this in the film, so we see that they've got like 5 pins, 6 pins. Everybody's put their buds pin on it. So the person with the most pins wins, right? Because this is the best killer. So we know, how do you win in this particular sort of video game? It's like, well, we get that. Here the person with the most battle stars basically becomes the emperor. But you have to die, of course, to get it. And that's how myths are born, right? So that's the legend, the actual legend. So this is what it is to be a winner. One of the important things to remember is how the film began. And remember that there are no claims, as you often see with sort of films that are roughly based in some kind of apparent somebody's story. I'll say, based on true events, or based on a true story, or based in reality, or based on whatever. There's some kind of claim that this is representative of what actually happened. Of course, things have been changed, to protect the innocent and the usual stuff. But remember, in this case, there is no such claim. However, the end of the film makes that claim, obviously, by shifting directly from the actors playing roles to the real death of Chris Kyle. So in the end, the film makes an enormous truth claim that everything you've seen before here has actually happened, because you can't do better than to end with the character's death, basically. This, it gives you real proof that he was real, and that all this stuff really led up to this, and it was approved of, basically, and so on. And Kyle had said that he was prepared to give the proceeds of the book to wounded SEALs, I think, or something, wounded Marines. I can't remember what it was. And his wife Taya had to go to court to get that rescinded, because she was like, we need the money to live on. I mean, he's not around anymore. We're living on a widow's pension. So there is, in the end, all the things and more that we might have been afraid of if Eastwood had put up a scene, a slide saying, basically, based on true events. It sure is based on true events. That's the point, and it's irrefutable because it ends with the funeral. And more than that, the funeral is so elegiac. It isn't just like people, a typical military funeral. They don't actually have music. They might do a salute. They might fire their weapons, in a 3-volley salute or something like that. But here's this, trumpet music, which is sort of the remember we heard in Patton when I was talking about, which goes back to Go Tell the Spartans, right? The third lecture, where I talked about sort of the importance of the trumpet in letting us know that there's sort of this historical moment, this echoing historical moment that echoes down the centuries, which Patton said. Remember, he had been there. He was there. He was at Carthage. Okay, so same crazy deal. 50 years later.